Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, early in the morning here. It's 9:47 a.m. New York time, and I've taken one trade so far. I think I'm just gonna be. I think I'm just gonna do this one trade. I don't know. I've got too many things going on in my mind that are kind of distracting me. One of them is actually uh, just more indicators and more strategy that I've been developing this morning, thinking about this morning, put it that way, and noticing reactions on the chart to specific indicators and locations of specific indicators that is very interesting and very exciting for me. So I'll get to that in a moment, but let me just I'll get right to that actually. But let me just tell you what I was thinking about this morning. Over the last couple of weeks, I had noticed that the 4-hour order blocks uh, that are found on the order block detector on TradingView have been pretty strong in terms of price reaction to them, specifically what I call the reversal zone here. And for example, last night or yesterday morning, I guess it was. This is the actually this. Let me just tell you here. Okay, so just to explain what this is, you're looking at a 4-hour chart right here, and what I've done is I've taken the next um, time frame up order block. So in this case, I'm calling it a daily order block. And so basically, all I do is I have a 4-hour chart, and then I switch to a daily chart, and then I light up the order block indicator, and it turns green if it's a long, and then I go ahead and overlay a Fibonacci um, box over it with if it's a long, if it's a green order block, meaning that price should uh, launch up from that, or did launch up from there before. In the case of this green bar here, um, then that means that obviously there's buyers lurking down here. And then the way I've got it divided up is I've got the 23.6 level to the 0 level here in red, between the 23.6 and the 50% level in like a light red, and then a strong green is the 50% to the 61.1 level. And I call that the reversal zone. And then the blue level is all the way up to 100%. So as you can see, yesterday price came down. This is the daily order block, okay? So price came down into it and literally tapped the top of the reversal zone right here and bounced right back up. So, it's more than a coincidence. I mean, I've been talking about this for a long time, but there's lots of ways to look at these because there's order blocks on every time frame and they're different on every time frame. So in the last couple of weeks, I've just been using the 4-hour. And this is the daily, by the way. And I'm going to switch this chart back to back to a 4-hour chart because I like to have the next higher up order block showing. So yeah. So basically, now I'm going to turn this off because it's showing the 4-hour order block in green, and that's going to be confusing. So now I've got a 4-hour chart with a daily order block. Okay. So what I decided to do was well, I had the 4-hour order block on all my charts because I thought it was a very significant order block and I wanted to be able to see it on all my charts. But now what I had the idea of doing this morning was to have 4 different time frames up, and for each time frame I'll have the order block that's one level above, one time frame behind that chart. So I've got 4 charts and 4 different order blocks, and the idea is to see where they match up and where there's confluence, and that could be a very strong place for a trade because you've got different traders looking at basically all the same thing, looking at different charts, but if they're seeing the same inflection point on all these different charts, all these different traders, then chances are they're going to throw all their weight behind that one price point, and we're going to see a strong reaction at that price point. And that's basically what I was thinking when I was trying to set this up this morning, and I did set this up this morning this way. So, and I'll show you what happened on the very first couple of trades that I looked at once I had this set up this way. So basically, let me just go back over this really briefly. So you've got a 4-hour chart with a daily order block showing. You've got a 1-hour chart with a 4-hour order block showing. Okay, this is a 15-minute chart with a 1 hour order block showing, and then the fastest chart is a 1 minute chart with 15-minute order block showing. So in other words, I go to the 15, I grab the order block, I put it on a fib level, and then I go back to the one again. So now you can see the order block for the next higher time frame up. So that's the idea. Now, what the interesting part about all this is, where do you get confluence? So let me just show you the one trade I did do this morning, and then I'll show you what I was looking at after that. So on the one trade I did do this morning, it was just before 8:30. I did have RSI divergence, which I've been doing a lot lately. It seems to work good. So I had it on. I had RSI showing on this. Oh, I already had it. Now I got it twice. Take it out. Charts are acting wonky. Sorry, what's going on here? Can't seem to find that X. There we go. Okay, so let me open this up a little bit so you can see it more clearly. So basically, what I saw was price starting to range around this morning, and I saw a big push up here, and so this big push up here with kind of like a top, and it came down, kind of found support on the 8 EMA, 5 minute, and it started pushing back up again. And then I saw this some RSI nesting under this EMA line. I took it on this one, this first one here, and it with a 30 pip stop and a 30 pip target. And basically what happened is it started coming down, back up again, and then it came back down. I knew there was going to be news at 8:30, so I was watching it really carefully at like 8:28, 8:29 right in here, and I was worried that it would just pop up. But I figured right before the news it was starting to push down, so I figured chances are pretty good it would at least have some continuation down when the news did hit at 8:30, and it did, and it hit my target down here. And for some reason I had to set my target maybe a little shy of where I wanted it, but I basically I won almost 1 hour, so I won about $900 on that one. So after that though, it bounced, and I was looking at everything, and I was going, okay, so I've got RSI confluence. I've got order block confluence now on the next two charts up, next two time frames up. So I was looking at this. I'm like, the 1 hour order block had a top up here at 33,644, and the 4 hour order block also had a top at same exact level. So I'm like, that's a place for reversal. Now I didn't trade this because this is the first time I'm actually looking at it this way. But I'm like, that's going to be a strong level of resistance, and I'm pretty sure. And I was thinking, let me just see what happens. So sure enough, it got up to that point, and it just reversed really nicely up there. And as you can see here, this is where you can see it kind of, there's a zone up there, right? So that's not, nothing is to the decimal, like nothing's to the decimal point. It's a zone. It's like 10 pips above, 10 pips below. That's where you look for the reversal. So the reversal did happen, and it went down like 100 pips from that point, directly down. And you can kind of see it here. I was looking at Bookmap to see the actual point of reversal, and that happened right here at this news right here. Happened right here. So I put in a little double top, and then boom, like a very strong move down, and then it just kind of ran down 100 pips. I think it was 100 pips. It might have been more than that, actually. But anyway, I guess my point about all this is that the reason I believe that it was strong is two things. It had news, okay, so it had the volume coming in, but more importantly, oh wow, there's volume coming in here. More importantly, there was confluence between these two order blocks, the 1 hour and the 4 hour order blocks, and price kind of came up to it. And also the other reason I was kind of interested in a reversal in a short was simply because, look at the chart over the last 4 hour on the 4 hour time frame. I mean, basically it's just straight down. So, you want to be selling highs. So here it comes again, the price up to the same area. Now, once it's been breached, it's no longer valid. I left it on my charts, but it's fallen off the charts on the order block detector on the indicator. It's not there anymore. So that's interesting too. Now, the other thing that I saw here, and I'm gonna finish up real quick, was that there was confluence on the next push up, and the next push up was the push up to the here it is. Okay, there was confluence here between the push up to the 15-minute reversal zone. After it pushed down and kind of ranged around a little bit, it pushed back up and it bounced directly off this reversal zone on the 15, which actually correlated perfectly to this reversal zone here on the 1 hour, and this reversal zone here on the it whipped off this. This is the 4 hour order block. So the reversal zone there too. So all three, right? So it worked on all three. They were all lined up with each other, and that's what happened. Price came up there and just totally hit it and bounced back down again. So as you can see, these things, when they line up all together in different time frames, it seemed like they're really powerful. And what's happening here, we've got it back into the reversal zone on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, and on the 15 minutes just below the reversal zone. It's kind of at the lower edge of the order block. So don't be surprised to see this pull back down again. However, I will say this: the more times price touches a inflection point reversal area, the weaker that resistance becomes. So the first time it touches it, fantastic, nice strong reaction. The second time, now we're kind of like in the mid zone of it, pretty good reaction. But now we're kind of like into it for the third time here. The second time at this level, so I wouldn't expect it to be as strong, just because it's already reacted. It's already had its reaction, and yet it pushed down strongly, but then buyers are still here again. If it kept going, that's one thing, and then come back. But I wouldn't expect it necessarily to be as strong this time, simply because it's already been used up. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, because for me it's really exciting to see these confluences come together, and to understand that I can operate off multiple time frames, finding confluence points that kind of match up on all time frames, and trade off of that, and with a probably a much higher percentage of a win rate. So I'll leave it there for now. Maybe we can meet on Sunday. I'll talk to you then.